Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Suresh sir,
Thank you.
joining us today. I'm excited to host this fireside with you and to learn different perspective from you, given the multiple hats that you don as a successful entrepreneur. Also being a voice, also being somebody who has built an incredible, instrumental in building an incredible SaaS community from here in Chennai. And we've also got the side of you nurturing the next generation of Tamil Nadu's founders, and you are an incredibly strong voice in helping shape policy towards AI. Through this session, I'm hoping to learn from you, from that entire AI journey that you've had, the unique journey, the position that you've occupied starting back in '97 when you started with Hewlett Packard, back then to the generative AI side of Kissflow today. I was hoping to understand what fundamental shift you're seeing in AI today. Does it look different from the previous technology cycles?
Sure. Sorry. Do you mind if I ask some questions to audience? Like, how many of you are like founders? Okay. And how many of you are connected to AI or building something in the AI space? Okay, that's good. So there is sizable AI audience. So, first of all, thanks for this opportunity to be here. AI is like a hot topic. Just apologies if you can. I didn't quite catch my mind was just thinking about the audience, like who's there, so that I can customize my answer for the audience. So I sort of missed your question.
No problem.
Yeah, sorry.
Just to rephrase this, through the journey in your career, you've seen various technology cycles. Today, do you see there's a difference between each cycle?
Yeah, I think so. I think I don't know, like how many of you. When I started my career, I started with the DOS operating system. It was in 91, 92. There was no Windows, there is no graphical user interface when I started. So I've literally seen the paradigm of programming, computing from DOS onwards. And there was just SCO Unix just launched at that time, 91, 92. It used to come in 11 floppy disks. If you haven't seen it, it's called a 5.25-inch floppy disk. And you install the 10th disk and the 11th will suddenly say error. And then you got to start all over again from the first disk. It's a very interesting journey. My first hard disk was, how many of you can't follow Tamil? Okay, so there is only 40 MB and there is like 4 megabytes in that 40. This is 10% of your space is gone. So from that time to AI world, I think AI, I actually feel AI, unlike the previous paradigm shifts, it's a very, very fundamental paradigm shift because for the first time, computers are thinking. It's really scary. Okay, the first time the computers are starting to thinking. Until this time, the computers just did what you told them to do. And the only shift that happened was the better way of you telling them what to do. And it did exactly what you wanted them to do. And for the very, very first time, the computers are going to do things that you didn't tell them to do. And it is doing things on their own. That's the very big line of paradigm shift, right? And this is very scary. I don't know if you've been following, how many of you are following me on socials? Okay, not bad. So if you have for the people who are not following, I just launched a new AI. There are 2 AI apps I've launched in the last, social related, not related to my company. One is called Thirukural.ai. So if you just go to Thirukural.ai, we basically loaded all the Thirukural and all the translations and on all languages. Sorry, just English and Tamil, and the descriptions, and now it's able to give you translations in Gujarati, Hindi, any language, and you can ask any question. You can say, you can just ask in English, tell me about all the kurals that is in Tamil, about talking about kings. It will tell you all the kurals that is talking about things. We have never even programmed for it. There was no programming done for this, right? And then another app that I launched just like a week ago was to collect all the manifesto items. It's called tnmanifesto.ai. You can just sign up and you can go give your voice input, and you say something like completely different ways, and it understands everything and then rephrases it and summarizes your inputs in a way that you will be baffled. Meaning, whatever I said, like so crappy, it actually phrased it accurately in a very beautiful way, which means this is a kind of paradigm we have never seen before in programming before. So this is fundamentally a huge breakthrough. Huge means huge. And the implications is like as big as inventing electricity. Which means that when electricity was invented, it was not like on electrical department it is getting created. Electricity powered the entire human race. I think AI is not about technology companies or anything like that. AI is going to be in. Yesterday I was speaking in Imagine conference. I was the opening keynote speaker there. I was saying there are 10 unicorn ideas that AI can be used, and most of them, 9 of them are not in the core IT area. One of them is like if you go to Tirupur and Coimbatore, there is a circular spinning machine which actually manufactures garments. If you put a high-speed camera on the spinning machine and connect it back to an AI inferencing model, it can detect errors, very high quality errors on the spinning machine and find out defects in the garment manufacturing without human intervention. This is one of the ideas, and if you prove it in your backyard, we can export it to Vietnam, we can export it to Bangladesh, we can export it to all the Southeast Asia countries where the spinning is happening. And this is like $1 billion idea. And I talked about 10 different ideas like this. I don't want to waste everybody's time here, but only one of them is related to software. 9 of them is related to other industries. The other one was related to windmill, which means it has a far-reaching implications. What you can do with AI has a very, very far-reaching implications. Hopefully that gives a context of what AI can do and the paradigm shift.
Thank you so much for that. What I'm also hoping to understand is, given the $1 trillion economy vision, do you think currently there is sufficiency in terms of what the state is doing? Do you think the infrastructure is sufficient to cause that level of development for AI to contribute in that direction of the economic growth?
See, the $1 trillion vision was first put forward. I created an organization called Kanavu Tamil Nadu, Dream Tamil Nadu, which first put out the $1 trillion vision in 2018. And when this new government came, they basically they took over that and made it a government mission now. But it's a North Star goal. It is not necessary that we need to achieve it, but it gives you a huge vision and a direction and an aspiration. It is like climbing the Himalayas. I would be happy even if I go till the base camp. Because going all the way from Kanyakumari till the base camp itself is a great achievement, right? But if you can climb the Himalayas, it's even more greater. But having said that, Tamil Nadu has achieved nominal GDP growth. I think it's 11.6% or something like that. Without adjusting for inflation, it is 16%, which essentially is 2 times the average of any state that has grown in India. 2 times the average. Every state, other state is growing at 6 to 7%, and Tamil Nadu has grown close to 12%. We have to grow at 14% CAGR to hit the 1 trillion by 2030. Even if you grow at 12% CAGR, we will hit the $1 trillion vision by 2032 or 2033. It's okay. If you hit 2032 or 2033 $1 trillion, I was doing this analysis on Gemini. I actually switched from ChatGPT to Gemini, by the way. So I actually find ChatGPT more like patronizing, and it's just telling me what I wanted to hear, and it's just like feeding your egos all the time. And it's not giving me like the more accurate perspective that I want. I'm sorry, I forgot to switch this off. Yeah, so I switched to Gemini, and when I asked Gemini, hey, in 2031, 2032, if Tamil Nadu achieves 1 trillion, what did it really mean? It basically said it will be one of the G20 countries. If Tamil Nadu achieves 31, 32 $1 trillion, it will be one of the G20 countries in the world. So what bigger aspiration that we need? So one state in India is going to be among the top 20 countries in the world. But that's a massive achievement. Even if you offset it 1 or 2 years here, it's great. If we adopt AI in a big way and massively double down on AI, we can easily achieve it even within the 2030 time frame. And we are actually, if you really look at it, we beat Karnataka. See, Bangalore might have all the hype, but look at Karnataka's GDP versus Tamil Nadu's GDP. We are 2 times Karnataka's GDP. Simple. So we beat Karnataka in every other way. So we have the most holistic ecosystem in the country, because we have manufacturing, we have heavy manufacturing, we have automobile manufacturing, we have electronics, we have software, we have leather, we have textile, we have chemical. We just don't have so much petrochemicals, which is mostly is there in Gujarat. But other than that, every other industry, we contribute 30 to 40% of the overall India's production. We are massive. And no single industry can bring down Tamil Nadu. If one industry, like IT industry, goes down, Tamil Nadu will not suffer. Because we are only like 11% of the overall GDP, that's it. But it is not the case for Karnataka. If IT goes down, the whole Karnataka will shut down. So that's the kind of resilient economy that we have. And we have the largest MSME population. What that means, see, if you don't have MSME, what will happen is all the money will be within the rich people. How does money go to the poor people? The factories have all the MSMEs, which actually give all the work to them, and they basically employ the people, and that is how money trickles down to the economy. Otherwise, you will have crony capitalism, because we just have one cream of people who are making all the money, and everything is done through automation, and nobody else is getting the money at the lowermost level. So in those angles, if you look at it, we are actually in a very, very good space. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Sorry, I'm giving long answers or what?
That's perfectly good.
Are you guys okay with? Okay, sure.
I think this takes me to another very burning question, perhaps, that a lot of young founders have, or first-time founders perhaps have. Being someone in the ecosystem, also seeing many businesses that build to a pilot phase perhaps get stuck in a piloting loop sometimes. What, in your view, is that execution gap that's not allowing for people to break past that to build significant scale?
In AI specifically?
Yes.
Yeah. I think people have still not really really trying really well. I'll if you don't mind, I'll do you a 1-minute demo of something, okay? So I'll give you an example of how to try something, how to use AI and try something really well, okay?
Hi, this is Salon Sora Concierge. Would you like to book or manage an appointment today?
Hey, I want to cancel my appointment.
I don't see any upcoming appointments for you. Would you like to book a new appointment?
What kind of services do you have?
We offer a range of categories: color, hair treatments, house service, hair extensions, and haircut or styling. Which category would you like to explore?
Do you have a massage?
We don't have a dedicated massage service, but we do offer a full body massage head spa shampoo. Would that be something you'd like to book?
Yeah, I can try that. Do you have some choices here in terms of my masseur?
Do you prefer a specific stylist, or is anyone fine?
Okay, you can pick something for me.
Got it. I'll select a stylist for you. When would you like to come in for the full body massage head spa shampoo?
Hey, I changed my mind. Can you cancel this whole conversation?
Understood. No problem at all. If you need assistance in the future, feel free to reach out.
So, this is a real AI in action, in production. This is a company called Booking Bee, which basically helps. This is one of the companies I've invested in. This is a company that I mentored for 3 years. When the AI wave came, it took so much time to polish it, to make it like close to human interaction, right? So this is a real salon running in Florida, a real service, a real number. I just canceled it at the end because I don't want to go into their system. So this kind of quality is possible. You can't even sense that's a non-human interaction. It's like close to human. And this is a completely unorchestrated conversation, right? You can just have like any I just say all these things, it ignores everything and it just picks the exact conversation and then gives me the connection. And it can tell, I just tell, I want to cancel my appointment. It went to the back-end system and found I didn't have an appointment, right? It is that intelligent. You can actually program it. People have to put in the effort to program it like that and it will do it. And people are not investing and putting this deep effort. People are just putting this shallow efforts. If you put the deep effort, you can actually crack very complex, sophisticated problems.
Do you also feel that could potentially be because of lack of education of its capabilities, or?
It just requires a lot of hard work. People are expecting, put little bit effort and quick wins. They want to become billionaires very fast. That doesn't happen. You just have to put in it takes like 3 years to do this, man. And we started when the AI came in. AI didn't start, we started with ML. We started doing machine learning before the Gen AI came in, and we were trying to build the model and voice learning and all of these things, and it wasn't doing well. And timing is all about, startups is all about timing, and suddenly Gen AI came, we dropped all our ML nonsense and then switched to Gen AI. And then the early versions of Gen AI was pathetic, but we stayed at it. And we tune. Every small changes, everything. Right now, there is like if you notice, we orchestrated like a keyboard typing and things like that just to fill the gap. There is a 2-second gap. So we orchestrated the typing thing just to make sure the user, if you look at Gen AI, it just keeps giving you the text so that the users are engaged. It actually takes time because the people have created the perception to keep the users engaged. So that 2-second gap is there. That we're still fixing it. We wanted to make it 1 second. So, but that's a kind of thing that is required from founders. If you're founders, that level of work, hard work, and deep work is required to make things happen.
Thank you so much for that, sir. I think that little demo leads me to the next question. More in terms of just looking at the capability of AI and looking at the news around us of so many layoffs happening, and the fact also that a lot of places are seeing lesser utilizability of engineers today. Do you see a lot of people going potentially out of jobs? And two, if someone had to still continue to remain relevant, someone perhaps that's just a common man or someone who's an engineer, what in your view would they need to do to remain relevant?
Sure. I see like we have 8 minutes, but it looks like we may need a little bit more time. If I want to leave some questions for the audience, time for questions for audience. I think there is only one thing. If you resist AI, you will be left behind. I think there is nothing else. You just have to embrace it. The people who are going to be laid off or people who are going to be left behind are the people who fight it. You deny it. You think AI will not do it. You are the guys who are going to be left behind. The guys who are going to really benefit or ride the wave are the people who embrace it and embrace it aggressively. Like there is no tomorrow. Embrace it now. Embrace it today. Right? So when I started programming in the 90s, the only thing I did was sleep. I didn't probably even eat less, but maybe I ate well. Ate well, slept. I just worked like mad, 16, 19 hours a day. There's no tomorrow. I think that's another moment has come, the AI moment. You just work and get it done. So if you embrace it, you will make it big. Yeah, we can make multi-billion-dollar companies here. And AI is a great neutralizer. See, no longer you can complain you don't have technology. You can go to Claude Code and you can code anything, any damn thing. And you need like 2 people to do that, 3 people to do it. You don't need 100 people. You can't complain, I don't have money, I don't have resources, I don't have knowledge, I don't know GTM. You can go to like Gemini and ask what will be the GTM plan for this. It can tell you what will be the GTM plan that will work for this. Everything is democratized. There is nothing you can complain. It is your own aspiration, will, perseverance, hard work, that is the limitation. No longer money, anything, knowledge, access. You can't just complain about anything. Yeah.
Being somebody on the business side, do you feel that regulation is necessary, or do you feel that's going to be something that stifles the potential growth?
I think some AI regulation is necessary. Maybe not so. I'm most worried about not the Gen AI. We are still in the Gen AI paradigm. Okay. I think just you anticipate huge regulation in the AI space as soon as early version of AGI comes. So people are not so much panicking for regulation right now. But when AGI comes, I am expecting all the governments to jump and regulate because AGI will be like a big killer, right? I'm speculating at this point in time, Mark Zuckerberg is actually working. So Mark actually missed the Gen AI world. He just missed that game. So right now the fight is between OpenAI, which most likely get bought over by Microsoft, versus Google. And Google has the upper hand right now in terms of technology superiority and all of that. So right now, technology-wise, Google is more superior, but mentally, positioning-wise, ChatGPT is what people are remembering. But the fight is between these two things, and slowly Google is winning that game. And you can see, even in the Google main page, they put the AI mode, and it's just only time the AI mode will become the default mode. Once they make AI mode the default mode, common public will be using AI, and OpenAI will have to rethink their strategy. So I think Google will eventually win this game. But this is AGI, this is Gen AI. But if you go to the AGI game, Mark has thought like, I missed this game. So he's basically thinking, I'm going to invest in deep R&D to go and catch the AGI wave, which is like 3 years away or 4 years away. When AGI comes, that's when regulation really have to come, because that is a much more fundamental disruptor. And governments will ban, I'm sure, they're going to ban what AGI should do. They should probably get permission before launching something, all that will come. But right now, there will be some limited regulations will be there related to data privacy, what you can do, like deep fake, all that stuff will be there right now. It is required, because right now I see like Grok is stripping people naked on Twitter, right? So those kind of stuff is like so scary and so unacceptable. Those kind of regulations is required right now. But the AGI is when the real regulations will have to come. Otherwise, I think we are in for a big crisis as a human society. We'll all have to be in some sort of what is called minimum basic, what is it? Like they give you minimum from the government, right? Universal basic income. So you will have to all go into some sort of a universal basic income.
Thank you so much for that. While you did briefly touch on it, I have one last question for you. If you had to suggest one specific regulation in relation to AI as it is today, what is it that you would suggest?
I think in current world, all my regulation mind is only related to privacy. It is different forms and shapes of privacy related regulations. The privacy like the example that I just said, that's really unacceptable, right? You can't have somebody stripped naked in public, right? So those kind of stuff, there are variations of that, but all is centered around privacy. That is one. The second one is like if like for example I bring my data, can the platforms use my data to train their models? Or do they basically get permission to train their models using my data, or is it taken for granted, for example? These are like the two big buckets under which I think some regulations have to be there in place. And it is often the big companies that misuse it, right? It's not the small players. Like the GDPR, for example, although it has affected all the small companies as well, but the GDPR with the European Union came up with is essentially to catch Facebook, Google, YouTube, Instagram, all those people who are taking the common public for granted. So it is meant to regulate them more than a small company, but you can't put a rule saying that only it applies to small companies, big companies, not to small companies.
Thank you so much for that. I think this fireside now gives us a little bit of a sneak peek into what's there in store for all of you through the rest of the day's sessions. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. No, we don't have questions from audience. Okay. Oh, sure. Thank you, guys. Happy to answer any questions you have. You can email me if it is required, suresh@kissflow.com. Thank you.